I'm giving entertainment to your fans.
I don't have fans.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say now.
Oh my god. Alright. It's a bit hard talking to yourself in the camera and not getting carried away. So, yeah. Hello everyone, this is Shanzal Ahmed and this is the first video in my new series which is going to be about different opportunities that are available to Pakistani students. For this video, I decided to go for an opportunity that I have personal experience with. So I was an exchange student for Youth Exchange and Study Program, or YES program as many people know it. Youth Exchange and Study Program, or the YES program, is basically a program that is funded by the Department of State of the US. In this program, the students from Pakistan and different Muslim countries, they go to US and they live there for 10 months. So for 10 months, you're going to be part of a community in the US. A few of the important things about the program are the local families. One. So the students that go to US, they do not live in dorms. They live with local families which actually volunteer to take the student in. The second thing that is worth noticing is that most likely most of the students are placed in small community. So if you do get selected for Youth Exchange and Study Program, you're going to be in a community where most people don't really know about you or haven't really met any Muslim or Pakistani students yet. Another thing that is worth noticing is you won't just be living in US for 10 months, you would actually be attending their high school, and there are a few grade requirements. It depends on your local host organization or your program. Generally they ask you to keep an average of 3.5. So yeah, you would have to attend high school. Another important thing that's worth noticing is that this year does not count towards Pakistani education system or A-levels for that matter. So this year is essentially going to be a gap year. So the year that you study in American high school, it won't count towards your education. Another thing that is worth noticing are the finances. So this is a fully funded program, so all of the costs are covered. You just have to get your passport. That is the only thing that you have to pay for. Other than that, even the travel between cities for visa and other purposes, that is also going to be funded. So finances are not going to be a problem for you. That being said, I think we should go toward eligibility criteria. There are a few restrictions on who can be selected for this program or not. The first restriction is age. So this is one of the few programs that are available for youth in Pakistan or high school students. So you have to be 15 to 17-year-old when the program starts. So if you're applying this year, by 1st August next year, you should be between 15 to 17-year-old. Another thing is that you should be a high school student, so 9th or 10th grade, but we did have some students who were in first year, so I'm guessing that it's not going to be a problem. There is a grade requirement, so you should have at least 70% or above grades in all of your subjects for the past 3 years. So your result for the past 3 years, even if it was school result or the board result, it should be more than 70%. There's also a requirement for English. So because you're going to be living in US, you need to be able to understand and communicate in English. They don't really look for experts. Also, you will be trained before going to US. In Pakistan, you are given some training or workshops to improve your English. Also, there is one final restriction, which is basically that you should not have any previous travel record to US. A main reason for this is because this program is basically aimed at middle class or students who cannot afford to go to US on their own. So if you have previous record of travel to US, then you would not be eligible for this. If your sibling is a YES alumni, so if they've been part of the YES program, then you are not eligible to apply. And with that, these are all the restrictions that are in place while you're applying. So there are a few other personality traits that actually help people get selected, but I'm going to mention them later. That being said, we should move towards the application procedure for this program.
Very bad laugh. Never feel.
What was I going to say to Muna? Mal, please, यार मैं वीडियो बना रही हूँ. So after the preliminary application, students are shortlisted, and after the preliminary application, some students are shortlisted, and then you go ahead for the entrance exam. The entrance exam is essentially a lot like IELTS exam, just it's in American English. So if you do some IELTS practices, it should not be a problem for you. However, the listening portion does get hard for students because all the practices for IELTS on Google or like internet are in British English. So for that, I would recommend that you watch some American movies and stuff, but essentially you should be good to go. It's not a hard test at all. There is, however, an essay section, and that does not. There is, however, an essay section, and that essentially does not depend on your English skill. In that section, they basically ask you a question. I know mine was, why do you want to go to US? So they're basically checking your mentality. So a few things to keep in mind is that they're looking for people who are adaptable, who are flexible, people who are curious, and people who want to represent their country. So these are a few traits that I mentioned in my essay during this stage. After this stage, I think it takes I guess a few weeks to process. After that, the shortlisted candidates will receive a huge application. So the application is going to be about like 30 pages. That application is going to include all the terms and conditions of living in US too. But that does not mean that you've been selected. You have to fill out that application, and I would recommend that you start on the medical portion of the application as soon as possible. They give you a lot of time for the application, like a few weeks. But the problem about the medical section is a lot of doctors do not want to spend that much time filling that out. So you need to start working on that as soon as possible. With a complete filled out application, you need to go for an interview, and in that interview they're actually trying to figure out if you are a fit for that program. So they're going to ask you different questions that would show what kind of person you are. So a few traits that they're looking for is, number one is communication. That is definitely on the top. So they asked me different questions, like 3 or 4 questions regarding that if this were to happen, who would you contact? If this were to happen, who would you contact? Or if you're feeling homesick, what would you do? So they're actually essentially trying to figure out if you're going to contact the relevant teams or if you're going to keep it to yourself. So you should definitely answer in a way that shows that you are willing to communicate to people and you're willing to share your problems. Other than that, I think they're looking for people who are optimistic. Optimism is actually a very essential part if you're going to survive as an exchange student. Because as an exchange student, there are times when it gets really hard, but if you're an optimistic person, then you can definitely make the best out of the situation. Which actually brings me to my third point, that you need to be proactive. So being proactive basically means that you're not someone who sits around and waits for other people to come and help you. So अगर मुझे कोई मसला हो रहा है या मुझे कोई काम करना है या मुझे कोई क्लब ज्वाइन करना है, like I like, for example, I like playing sports. तो मेरे स्कूल में कोई क्लब नहीं है स्पोर्ट्स का, तो I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh my god, मेरे स्कूल में कोई क्लब नहीं है, कोई क्लब शुरू करे यहाँ पे. I'm going to get up and I'm going to start the club. That is basically being proactive. So taking matters into your own hand. No, don't do that. Don't take matters into your own hand, but be willing to step up and be willing to do stuff that needs to be done. So another thing that you're going to have to deal with is you need to be very flexible. So essentially you're going and you're living in a new family, so you become a part of their family. And while doing that, there are a lot of good things that come with it, but there are a lot of restrictions as well. So in my family, we had a rule that you cannot use mobile phone after 10 p.m. So I had to follow that rule, and that is going to be hard. But there are a few rules in every family that you need to follow. Also, the community, the laws are different. You need to follow the laws. The values are also different. You don't need to share their values, but you need to respect them. Other thing they're looking for is you're able to do the chores. So you're not someone who is not able to be self-sufficient as per se, or per se. What am I saying? Another trait that I've noticed that they're looking for is if you want to come out of your comfort zone or not. So basically, you need to try different stuff. When you're in US, you can't just stick to your own country's food, your own just everything. You need to come out of your comfort zone. So if you're like a science student, for example, when I went to US, I tried everything. So everything that was halal, basically, I tried everything that was halal when it comes to food. Other than that, I also tried different new subjects. US is a very diverse, has a very unique education system, so you have a lot of choices, and you need to take advantage of that. So you need to be willing to come out of your comfort zone and learn new stuff or try new stuff, because if you don't do that, your exchange year is actually going to be wasted, basically. This actually brings me to the next point, which is that you need to have some understanding of your culture, because you're going there as an ambassador of your country. So the main purpose of the program is for Americans to learn about your country and you to learn about theirs. And for that, you need to know a little bit about the cultures in Pakistan or the values of Pakistan, and so that you're able to help them understand more about your country or bridge barriers, as to put it. That actually sums up the interview part of the application process. So basically, you need to be someone who's willing to take on the adventure that lies ahead. So if you're fit for the program, then and you're honest while the interview, you don't have anything to worry about. I really do hope that you guys get in and that this helps you guys. If you have any questions at all, I'm going to leave my contact information in the description box, so you can always contact me about any questions you have. I don't mind at all. Just give me a text on Instagram or just email me or whatever feels comfortable, and I would be happy to answer it. And please do go like and subscribe and support the channel. I've actually put a lot of effort into this. No, I'm gonna take that out.